Hello there, this is Richard Smith here, the head professional at Topgolf in Chickwell. I hope you're well. Just a little swing fix here, guys, just a little bit of advice on something I'm seeing quite a lot lately, especially this week. And that's actually retention of angle on the way down. So it's what players refer to, what they actually call lag. Just for those who are not sure what lag means, what lag is basically, it's the position from the top of the backswing downwards. So it's the ability to be able to work the club up and then make sure we retain this angle. Now, the idea of retaining the angle is, guys, that all my speed happens when we hit the golf ball. So that's the idea of what lag is. It's making sure that from the top of the swing, we create good angle coming into the golf ball. And the idea is there, when that club drops, all the speed ends up when you hit the golf ball. So it's a really, really important for power and for distance and for ball striking as well. Just to show you kind of what happens when it goes wrong, just to sort of show you what happens when we don't get it quite right. So what poor lag is, what people refer it to is kind of early release. So what early release is, guys, this is the opposite of actually creating that lag. So what early release is, it's when we get to the top of the backswing and then instead of that shaft kind of levering downwards and working down on this line and creating good angle in. I don't know if you've ever watched any of my lessons or any guys watch footage of Ben Hogan. You know, he's a guy that used to create enormous amount of lag on the way down and allowed him to create such great speed coming into impact. But what poor retention is, and as we referred to earlier, what we call early release, is where this golf club, we lose this here and then the club kind of goes that way in like a fish in motion. Now, if we look at the difference, we look face on the difference between that there, you know, loads and loads of retention, loads of speed. Problem is if we lose that power early, all your power's gone kind of here. So by the time we're coming to impact, the club head's kind of slowing downwards. So obviously we're going to lose a lot of distance from that. So we're going to lose a hell of a lot of distance actually, you know, because the power's gone far too early in the downswing. We've not got the speed coming into impact. Also strike as well, guys. You know, for the guys that are levering it really, really well, you know, the better you leave it, the more you're delaying the contact. So we're getting the contact, you know, relating it to our kind of best ball strikers. You know, we want to catch the golf ball first, then we get the ground. You know, by levering it really, really well, we get the golf ball first, and then the turf. So we get that, what players like to describe, the ball then turf sensation. For the guys that are, you know, not levering it so well and releasing the golf club a little bit early, we're going to, you know, bottom out and actually catch the ground a little bit early. So hitting the golf ball far too much on the up, you know, causing missed strikes, heavy contacts, just poor hits in general, and a lack of distance. So there's some of the things that it can cause. Also, guys, you know, you think about if that golf club's coming early. If we just watch that journey again, if that's casting, what we like to call it, casting, early releasing. You know, by the time that club head's coming in, you know, we're getting this kind of flicking sensation. So the club head's doing that too much. You know, we're not getting that lovely sort of hands ahead of the club head look that we like to see for an iron. You know, that really allows you to deliver that club head working downwards and gets that lovely kind of, you know, ball then turf sensation with a powerful ball flight by actually releasing early. You know, that club head's working this way too much. It's not very powerful impact position, and we end up really, really sort of ballooning in the air and just overall not getting what we desire. So that's what it is, guys. That's what early release is. I'm just going to give you a few little tips on actually how to fix it. It's not easy to fix. Just a really, really kind of in-swing drill, what I like to see. It works with cones. You can also work with a towel. Put a towel down. It's quite a nice one to do. And I suppose the idea is, guys, when you're making this golf swing, you know, anything kind of releasing early, we're going to catch that towel, or we're going to catch these cones here. So if we're releasing too early, you know, just having some cones down or something is going to stop us from making contact with the golf ball. We're going to catch this quite often. So I suppose the idea is, and you know, I suppose I would say, depending how good you are getting at it, you know, the more comfortable you become, you start to nudge them closer and closer. But just by having a reference point just behind the golf ball, just allowing that club to lever, you know, it delays the contact, it makes you miss the cones or miss the towel and get the golf ball first, and doesn't get that ground as early, and it will help you actually get the sensation, give you a feeling of letting that club kind of drop downwards. I suppose one thing I would also make sure I'm doing, guys, is making sure it's nice and soft in the hands. You know, any too much tension in the hands at this point, you know, if I'm really strained, it's hard to create that leverage. You know, when it's a little bit softer in the hands, where our grip pressure's a little maybe not quite as extreme, not strangle it as much, it's much softer in the hands. You know, it just allows that club to lever a little easier, so I can create that angle coming into the golf ball, which will allow me to create the correct speed, come into the ball. That's going to make me hit it much, much better, much, much further, strike it more consistently, and overall improve your golf quite considerably and give you much, much more distance. As I said, it's kind of a bit of a buzzword in golf at the moment, lag and levering it correctly, and what you're finding is the guys that are hitting it further on tour, guys that are striking it better, are the ones that are creating better angle coming into the golf ball. So it's definitely something I would look into. It's definitely something I would try and relate to your golf. So if it happens in your golf swings, please, you know, don't hesitate to ask on other fixes. That's one simple little fix I've given you there, guys, just to give you a feeling, an in-swing feeling, to get the right motion. Please let me know what you think of it, how you get on with it. I'll be really interested to know. Thank you very much.